Hey everybody, Bluzzaga here, back with DeltaX5, and we are doing the deck recipe for his Noble Knight deck. So, without further ado, I'll let you go.
Alright, so this is the recipe for my Noble Knight deck. It's the deck that I use as, I'd call it my main deck. It's not completely fleshed out, but I think it's pretty well equipped. It's currently on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia forums. They put it tier 2, so I'll just go ahead and get started with my spells over here. In this deck, I have one copy of Axe of Despair. I have one copy of Noble Knights of the Round Table. No, I'm sorry, I have two copies of Noble Knights of the Round Table, the field spell. I have one copy of MST, Mystical Space Typhoon. Two copies of Noble Arms Gallatin. Two copies of Noble Arms Excalibur. Two copies of Noble Arms Caliburn. And see, there's the second copy of Noble Knights of the Round Table. Oh, I guess there's a second copy of Mystical Space Typhoon in here too. So that's two copies of Mystical Space Typhoon. One reinforcement of the army, but I recommend you have another one in there. I'm actually about to put one in there after this video, so just for all intents and purposes, this is two reinforcements of the army. One Celestial Sword Eidos, because on the card it says it's counted as a Noble Arms card for some weird reason, and I think it provides another nice attack boosting card, so I'd have one of those in there. One Noble Arms Architecture. Two Forbidden Lances. One or two Noble Arms of Destiny, it's really up to you. I've only put one in there, but you could do two and it would work just as fine. And one Foolish Burial. So that's all the spells. On to the monsters. As you can see here, there's a lot more of those. So I have two copies of Noble Knight Gwalchavad, two copies of Noble Knight Ector, two copies of Ignoble Knight of Black Launcelin, three copies of Noble Knight Dristan, three copies of Noble Knight Gawain, two copies of Noble Knight Brothers, three Effect Veilers, but you can do two of those if you want. I actually just recently put my third one back in. Coming up here we have two copies of Gwefenhar, or however you pronounce that, Queen of Noble Knights, one copy of Noble Knight Artorigus, one copy of Noble Knight Bors, one copy of Lady of the Lake, one copy of Noble Knight Joan, one copy of Noble Knight Madro because he's really expensive, one copy of Honest, and one copy of Noble Knight Peredir. Onto the traps, which is by far the smallest column. I really actually, looking at this way, I wish I had more traps in here, so I might do that too. But right now I have one Mirror Force, one Breakthrough Skill, one Bottomless Trap Hole, one Damage Condenser, one Solemn Warning, and one Dust Tornado. And on to the extra deck here. Extra deck, I have two copies of this guy, Sacred Noble Knight of Kings Artorigus. Two copies of this guy, Comics Hero King Arthur. One HTS Simoth, another copy of Comics Hero. One Heroic Champion Gandiva, another copy of him. One Heroic Champion Kusanagi. Two copies of Artorigus, King of Noble Knights. One Blade Armor Ninja. One Noble Knight of Black, or High Launcelin, and then I just put in Underworld Fighter Balamung, because, just in case. So that concludes my entire deck, spells, monsters, traps, and extra. So this is my personal recipe, and just change it as you see fit.
Now, do you have any, things that you want to say about the cards? Anything? To help people know what they do, just in case they don't?
Yeah. The Noble Knight archetype is heavily reliant on their Noble Arms spell cards, so these Noble Arms provide a variety of effects from boosting attack to letting them be not targeted by card effects, which is very helpful. And a lot of their Xyz monsters revolve around getting two or three of these equipped to them at the same time, and using them to kind of just make them tanks, along with their effects, which allow you to destroy spell cards and monster cards. So really just get as many of their spell and traps out as you can. They provide lots of effects, like Dristan destroys any card in the field when he's equipped with one of those. So your monsters equipped with the Noble Arms, same with the Xyz, so Noble Arms.
Okay guys, well that was DeltaX5's Noble Knight deck recipe. Stay tuned for my Consular deck recipe. If you have any deck recipes that you want to see, I'll see what I can do. Other than that, stay tuned for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. We are going to be doing something in our school soon, so hopefully you guys will see some of that. Till then, see you later.
Bye.